Hey guys, it's Whyt Manga here with another video tackling, camera angles, dynamic angles, and things like that, visual storytelling. And in this video, we're going to focus a whole lot more on the ant's eye view and bird's eye view. First, we're going to start with the bird's eye view and then move on to ant's eye, and I'll explain what those are. Basically, what I'm doing with this series, little series here, just to get share the info I have, do my own research, and y'all can do your research as well. You can add to it by commenting below and things like that, but just share my knowledge when it comes to camera angles to help whatever you're working on as a visual storyteller, whether you're an illustrator, filmmaker, photography, anything like that, more engaging, and some of the techniques and tips used all over the world. And note that these are just guidelines that can be broken by you as artists, where you have to take your artistic liberties and create something new. But for this video, I'm just going to go through the basic things and focus more on comics and use Apple Black, my comic, as a model, and we'll go from there. Now there's something they call the bird's eye view. It's basically called the bird's eye view because imagine you're a bird flying in the air looking down. That's really what it is. It's viewing from above, and you can use this as kind of camera angle to do your establishing shots. You can use these to maybe show where the characters are from above, so the reader or the viewer is viewing from above. Basically, that's basically what the shot is. Most times it's used to maybe have characters look down upon another character. You have scenes where maybe especially in like comics, right, or manga and things, where you have a character, just part of the character's face, like a profile view, but not too profile, just profile enough, and it's at the corner or at one side, and where the focal point where the viewer is supposed to be looking at is at the other side at a distance. It depends on the distance, but you can have this character looking down. Maybe the character is an egotistical or powerful kind of character. You have him looking down on others, right? And that so you can use that to belittle characters that or things that are in some kind of focal point. That's basically the idea behind bird's eye views. Is just viewing from above. It's just looking down. Sometimes it can give you the feeling, if you use it as for an establishing shot, maybe showing a scene, sometimes it can give you the feeling of maybe zooming out of or zooming into a scene. It depends on the panels before or the panels after it. If you're maybe drawing the same scene, drawing the same room or scene, and you're going closer in. It depends on how you do it, but it can give you that feeling of zooming in or zooming out of a scene. And sometimes zooming in or zooming out of a scene can be done to maybe end a scene or begin it. Again, these are rules, guidelines. That's what they are. You can break them and do whatever you want with them. And then you have the ant's eye view. Again, you can apply this principle or idea to other shots and things like that, but it's basically the opposite of bird's eye view. Here you're an ant, and as an ant you're tiny and you're looking up at things and buildings and characters. Sometimes you can have a character look up at the building and the shot is from below. It's basically viewing from below, and it gives that building a sense of superiority. Maybe the building is some super artifact, or is some maybe where the bad guys live or something like that, and the bad guys are all powerful. Maybe the building is associated with power, right? So you have the character looking up at the building, right? That's basically what it is. And we are kind of being put in the shoes of this character to kind of conjure that same feeling. And that's really what it is. Sometimes it's used, again, like I said, to show superiority, where you have we're viewing from below. We're looking up to it, and the thing and what we're looking at is the focal point, and that could be looking. If it's a character that's powerful, it could be looking down on us as well. If you notice, sometimes, say in interrogation scenes and things like that, where you have, or sometimes even simple interviews, where you have somebody asking all the questions. They're asserting some kind of authority or superiority above the person that you're asking the questions, and the person you're asking the questions is always kind of sitting down, and the person dishing out of the interviewer or the interrogator is always standing, walking around the character, looking down, and you have the camera angle sometimes slightly from below looking at the character, and from above looking at the other character being asked all the questions. You can see these A perfect example would be a movie called Ex Machina, where there was a scene where they were asking the robot, basically that's what it was a robot, and no spoiler here, everybody knows a robot, and she was being asked all the questions, and she was kind of sitting down and he was standing, and you can notice the camera angles, how they shift when he's asking and when she's answering. And even in the same scene, sometimes they get to a level ground where maybe he wants to be on her level, and he's not really asked. Maybe now they're just having a conversation. He's not really asking any questions. He sits down as well, and the camera angle is kind of level now. It's not. It's not up. It's not ant. It's not. It's not slightly like an ant's view at all. Like, because there is a ant view like extreme where it's really looking from below, and or it's just slightly looking from below, not extremely. But here it's kind of level, and they're just having a conversation, right? No one's looking down or looking up to anybody, and it still shifts because then she starts asking a question, and she gets up, and he's now the positions have kind of switched, so the camera angles is kind of switched because now he's now with the ant eye view, and she's with the bird's eye. So these are things to think about because it subconsciously influences how the reader thinks and things of that nature. That's basically what it is. I'll leave a link to a video that I watched that kind of explained what I just said, but much better, I guess. And it'll be in the description, the about section below. Again, sometimes these ant eye views or bird's eye views, these kind of views sometimes can be used to show, especially with the ant eye, it can be used to show like tension in scenes. They're used to set the mood. Sometimes a battle scene where you see the focal points at a distance, and we have like this ant's eye view, and the character closest to us kind of has his foot step. He steps. It's almost like a metaphor in a way for stepping his foot down, putting his foot down, that maybe something in the battle is about to go down or something like that. You're setting mood. Battles to show power, sometimes to show anxiety. Most times, if they don't show even mystery, sometimes, especially if they don't show like a face, and even if you know the character, but it don't show the character's face in that panel or in that shot, it adds a sense of mystery and things like that. But I'll give examples. Again, these are things that you can mix and match, put things together, or just the principles. As long as you understand the principles behind them, and you have a case for whatever action you want to do, you can break the rules and tweak the guidelines to create something completely new. So that's all I have for now, guys. There will be more tips and techniques and camera angles that I'll focus on in the future to continue this series. But I hope you guys enjoyed it. Hope you guys check out Apple Black, which is a book I published and serialized on Saturday AM. Any links to whatever you might possibly need will be in the description below, the about section below. So if you want to learn about Saturday AM or Apple Black or all the other comics, the other great comics that Saturday AM features and publishes and serialized that are on the roster, there'll be links to that as well. You can check out Whyt Manga on any other social network. I'm basically on almost everything. So yeah, please don't forget to like, favorite, share, and subscribe. Leave a comment if you have any questions. Leave a comment if you want to share thoughts of your own. And that's all I have for now, guys. This is Whyt Manga, and I'm out. I'm outie.